এখন মধ্যাহ্ন ভোজনের বিরতি। আপনাদের কাছে বিশেষ অনুরোধ, আপনারা সবাই ফুড কুপন বাইরে বার করে রাখবেন। আমাদের ভলান্টিয়াররা আপনাদের কাছে লাঞ্চ প্যাকেট এবং জল পৌঁছে দেবে। খাওয়ার পরে আবার ওরাই সমস্ত প্যাকেট কালেক্ট করে নেবে। বিশেষ প্রয়োজন না হলে কেউ যেন জায়গা ছেড়ে না ওঠেন, এটা আপনাদের কাছে বিশেষ অনুরোধ। আরেকটা কথা, যে বাইরে রেজিস্ট্রেশনের জায়গায় কালকে রিলিজ করা বইগুলো পাওয়া যাচ্ছে, ওটা আপনারা সংগ্রহ করতে পারেন। মধ্যাহ্ন ভোজনের পরে আবার 1টার সময় পরবর্তী সঙ্গীতানুষ্ঠান শুরু হবে।
Kindly maintain silence and take your seats, please.
The journey didn't end there. Going west, he travelled extensively in Gujarat, where he spoke of the need to preach true Hinduism throughout the world. In Porbandar, a Sanskrit scholar, impressed by the Swami's brilliance, urged him to go to the west, where his interpretation of Hinduism would be met by open minds and appreciation. Throughout these years, he didn't merely follow the well-worn pilgrim routes or visit only the famous pilgrimage sites. He walked the barren country road, through the bazaars in the cities, into the palaces of princes, as well as the hovels of the poor. Spurning religious and caste differences, openly defiant of orthodox Hindu society, it was an exploration of living India, and it raised in his mind profound contradictions of class and caste, all of which he tried to reconcile with his own scientific rationale. As he travelled west through Bombay, Pune, Kolhapur and Belgaum, the nature of his mission became increasingly clear to the restless mind. He saw that the task before him was nothing short of the regeneration of India. But the nation couldn't grow in isolation. It needed the infusion of new ideas and techniques and considerable resources. The value of wider interaction with the West led to the idea that he should perhaps attend the Chicago Parliament of Religions. While spreading Indian religious thought, he would also try to obtain the West's material assistance for his immediate national tasks. Further south, Vivekananda visited Mysore and then Cochin and Travancore in Kerala, where he was warmly received. And from Rameshwaram, the Swami went to Kanyakumari. Overcome by his travels, he stood for a long time staring out to sea. And suddenly he flung himself into the water and swam to a rock some distance from the shore. Evening turned into night and night into morning, and still the Swami sat on that rock recalling all that he had seen. The stark misery of the Indian people, mute victims of religious and political oppression. He remembered his vow to dedicate himself to the service of God. But this God, he was convinced, was revealed through humanity. May I be born again and again, he exclaimed, and suffer 1,000 miseries, if I may only worship the God I believe in, my God the wicked, my God the afflicted, my God the poor of all races. The Swami wondered how he would gather the resources to realize his great vision. Brooding and alone, he sat in silence. and on that tip of the rock, the answer came. Although he was certain in his heart that he must undertake his mission to the West, the Swami prayed for divine guidance. He sought and received the blessing of the Holy Mother Sarada Devi for his journey. He received many offers of help for his mission. Eventually, his disciple, the Raja of Khetri, presented him an orange silk robe and a turban, money and a ticket on the ship which would take him across the ocean. Heading first for Chicago, where the Parliament of Religions was to be held at the Art Institute, Vivekananda's first experience of the West was far from encouraging. With little money, no prior arrangements, hungry and weary, he knocked on many doors but was met with indifference. It was some chance acquaintances which developed into warm friendships that changed everything. He stayed temporarily as a guest in a farmhouse called Breezy Meadows in Massachusetts. Here, his lectures on India attracted many admirers. Dr. Henry Wright, professor of Greek at Harvard, was one such admirer who soon became an invaluable friend. While arranging introductions for the Parliament of Religions, he said, "To ask you, Swami, for your credentials is like asking the sun for its right to shine." On Monday, September the 11th, 1893, the Parliament of Religions began its deliberations to discuss the major human concerns of the time. The spacious hall was packed with 7,000 people waiting to hear the delegates who rose to speak their well-rehearsed speeches one by one. Most delegates spoke about their own sects, eager to demonstrate the superiority of their ideals over others. The unknown Hindu monk was totally unprepared. He had never before addressed such an assembly. When he was asked to speak, he was overcome by stage fright and asked the chairman to call him a little later. Several times he postponed the summons. At last he came to the rostrum. He began simply. "Sisters and brothers of America," he said. Instantly, thousands rose in their seats, cheering and applauding, deeply moved to hear a man who had shed formal words to speak to them with the natural warmth of a brother. It was some time before the applause subsided. The Swami spoke of the oneness of all religions, and quoting the Hindu scriptures said, "Whosoever comes to me in whatsoever form, I reach him." All men are struggling through different paths, which in the end lead to me. He also spoke of the need to end sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant, fanaticism. They have filled the earth with violence, drenched it often and often with human blood, destroyed civilization, and sent whole nations to despair. But that time is past, and I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecutions with the sword or the pen, and of all uncharitable feelings between persons wending their way to the same goal. The effect was electric. The 30-year-old monk changed the nature of the Parliament. People clamored to hear him. The New York Herald said, "He is undoubtedly the greatest figure in the Parliament." And the Boston Evening Post wrote, "He is a great favorite at the Parliament. If he merely crosses the platform, he is applauded." They keep Vivekananda till the end of the program to make people stay till the end. The Swami addressed the Congress at least a dozen times, transforming a dry, often antagonistic gathering of theologians into a vital and fruitful encounter between East and West. He explained the essentials of India's spiritual and philosophical thought. He touched upon the central truth to evolve God out of man that bound the three great Indian religions, Hinduism, Jainism and Buddhism. It was the same desire to harmonize different religions that led him to write later of the need to combine Vedantic theories with practical Islam. India, he said, needed a Vedanta brain and Islam body. But Vivekananda was clear about the immediate reality before the Indian people. The crying need in the East, he reminded his affluent audience, was not of religion. It is bread that the suffering millions of burning India cry out for, with parched throats. It is an insult to a starving people to offer them religion. It's an insult to a starving man to teach him metaphysics. Soon after the Congress, he went on a whirlwind tour of the Midwest and East, delivering a dozen or more lectures a week. His travels earned him the title of the Cyclonic Hindu. But his path was not always easy. The young man's courage and outspoken attitude disturbed some. His words particularly angered the Christian missionaries, who reacted to his criticism of the West's greed and hypocrisy. At a meeting he told them, "You are not Christians, return."
Ah, 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 জলো জলো মঙ্গল দীপ আনো প্রেম চন্দন ধূপ অশ্রু পুষ্প রাজি চিত্ত ধূপে চলে অশ্রু পুষ্প রাজি চিত্ত ধূপে চলে দিয়ে বড় কণ্ঠের হাত খোলো খোলো মন্দির দ্বার খোলো খোলো মন্দির দ্বার পূজারিণী দেবতা ডাকে বারবার খোলো 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 মন্দির অচেতনে কাল কেন কাটাও গৌরে প্রভু সব চেতনার চেতন যিনি তোমার প্রাণে আমার প্রাণে সব চেতনার চেতন যিনি তোমার প্রাণে আমার প্রাণে সকল প্রাণে আছেন তিনি তারি নামে জীবন সুধা গাও অচেতনে কাল কেন কাটাও গৌরে প্রভু তোমার আলোয় ঘুচবে অন্ধকার মোহন নিদ্রা যাবে ভেঙে দেখবে আলোর দ্বার তোমার আলোয় ঘুচবে অন্ধকার মোহন নিদ্রা যাবে ভেঙে দেখবে আলোর দ্বার দেখো চন্দ্র সূর্য গ্রহ তারা দেখো অম্বরে চন্দ্র সূর্য গ্রহ তারা তারি স্তব করে প্রেমানন্দে তারি ডেকে নাও অচিন্তনে কাল কেন কাটাও গৌরে প্রভু পুণ্য নাম গাও। राम 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 जीवरा दो दिन का बालापन में है लगा पायो बालापन में है लगा पायो करुणा हुआ तब काम सतायो करुणा हुआ तब काम सतायो बिरधापना तना कापन लागे का मेहमान। झूठी काया झूठी माया, झूठी काया झूठी माया, झूठी काया झूठी माया, झूठी काया आखिर मता निदान, आखिर मता निदान। कहता कबीरा सुन भाई संतों, कहरा कबीरा, कहरा कबीरा सुन भाई संतों, ये थोड़ा मैदान, ये थोड़ा मैदान। जीवरा दो दिन का मेहमान। अब तुम कब सुनी लोगे राम, जीवरा दो दिन का मेहमान। जीवरा दो दिन का मेहमान, जीवरा दो दिन का मेहमान।
Kindly maintain silence. By Partha Mukhopadhyay on the tabla and Amitabh Ghosh on violin. Felicitations for Srimati Jaita Ghoshal. Accompanying her is Amitabh Ghosh on the violin. Felicitations for Mr. Amitabh Ghosh.
Hello, hello.
And Mr. Partha Mukhopadhyay on the tabla. Srimati Jaita Ghosh is the next student of Nivedita School.
আচ্ছা। উপস্থিত সমস্ত মাতাজিদের আমার সশ্রদ্ধ প্রণাম আর সবাইকে আমার অনেক শুভেচ্ছা। রবীন্দ্রনাথের গান দিয়ে আমি আমার গান শুরু করছি। আনন্দ ধ্বনি জাগা গগনে কে আছো জাগিয়া পূরবে চাহিয়া বলো উঠো উঠো সাবধানে গভীর নিদ্রা মগ্নে জাগাও আনন্দ ধ্বনি জাগাও হ্যারো তিমির রজনী যায় ওই হাসে উষা নব জ্যোতির্ময়ী নব আনন্দে নব জীবনে ফুল্ল কুসুমে মধুর পবনে বিহগ ফল পূজনে আনন্দ ধ্বনি জাগা হ্যারো আশার আলোকে জাগে শুভ তারা উদয় অচল পথে কিরণ কিরিটে তরুণ তপন উঠেছে অরুণ রথে চলো যাই কাজে মানব সমাজে চলো যাই কাজে মানব সমাজে চলো বাহিরিয়া জগতের কাজে থেকো না অলস শয়নে আনন্দ ধ্বনি জাগা থেকো না মগন স্বপনে আনন্দ ধ্বনি জাগা যায় লাজু ত্রাসু আলস বিলাস কুহক মোহ যায় যায় লাজু ত্রাসু আলস বিলাস কুহক মোহ যায় ওই দূর হয় শুভ সংশয় দুঃখ স্বপ্ন প্রায় যায় লাজু ত্রাসু আলস বিলাস কুহক মোহ যায় হ্যালো জীর্ণ জীর্ণ করুণ আপন হতে বাহির হয়ে বাইরে দাঁড়া, বুকের মাঝে বিশ্ব লোকের পাবি সারা। আপন হতে বাহির হয়ে বাইরে দাঁড়া, বুকের মাঝে বিশ্ব লোকের পাবি সারা। আপন হতে বাহির হয়ে বাইরে দাঁড়া। এই যে বিপুল ঢেউ লেগেছে তোর মাঝেতে, উঠুক নেচে নেচে। এই যে বিপুল ঢেউ লেগেছে তোর মাঝেতে, উঠুক নেচে নেচে। সকল পরাণ দিক না নাড়া, বাইরে দাঁড়া বাইরে দাঁড়া। আপন হতে বাহির হয়ে বাইরে দাঁড়া, বুকের মাঝে বিশ্ব লোকের পাবি সারা। আপন হতে বাহির হয়ে বাইরে দাঁড়া। ঘোষণা ভ্রমরে নীলিমায় আসন লয়ে, অরুণ আলোর স্বর্ণ রেণু মাখা হয়ে। ঘোষণা ভ্রমর এই নীলিমায় আসন লয়ে, যেখানেতে অগাধ ছুটি মেল শেখা তোর ডানা দুটি দুটি। যেখানেতে অগাধ ছুটি মেল শেখা তোর ডানা দুটি দুটি। সবার মাঝে পাবি ছাড়া, বাইরে দাঁড়া বাইরে দাঁড়া। আপন হতে বাহির হয়ে বাইরে দাঁড়া, বুকের মাঝে বিশ্ব লোকের পাবি সারা। আপন হতে বাহির হয়ে বাইরে দাঁড়া। অন্ধকারের উৎস হতে উৎসারিত আলো, সেই তো তোমার আলো। সকল দ্বন্দ্ব বিরোধ মাঝে জাগ্রত যে ভালো, সেই তো তোমার ভালো। অন্ধকারের উৎস হতে উৎসারিত আলো, সেই তো তোমার আলো। সকল দ্বন্দ্ব বিরোধ মাঝে জাগ্রত যে ভালো, সেই তো তোমার ভালো। পথের ধুলায় বক্ষ পেতে রয়েছে যে গেহ, সেই তো তোমার গেহ। সবর ঘাটে আমার করে রৌদ্র নিঝুম স্নেহ, সেই তো তোমার স্নেহ। অন্ধকারের উৎস হতে উৎসারিত আলো, সেই তো তোমার আলো। সকল দ্বন্দ্ব বিরোধ মাঝে জাগ্রত যে ভালো, সেই তো তোমার ভালো। সকালে বাকি রহে অদৃশ্য যেই দান, সেই তো তোমার দান। মৃত্যু আপন পাত্রে ভরি রয়েছে যেই প্রাণ, সেই তো তোমার প্রাণ। বিশ্বজনের পায়ের তলে ধুলিময় যে ভূমি, সেই তো স্বর্গভূমি। সবাই নিয়ে সবার মাঝে লুকিয়ে আছো তুমি, সেই তো আমার তুমি। অন্ধকারের উৎস হতে উৎসারিত আলো, সেই তো তোমার আলো। সকল দ্বন্দ্ব বিরোধ মাঝে জাগ্রত যে ভালো, সেই তো তোমার ভালো। ফিরে ফিরে ডাক দেখি রে পরাণ খুলে ডাক 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 ফিরে ফিরে ডাক দেখি রে পরাণ খুলে ডাক 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 ফিরে ফিরে দেখবো কেমন রয় সে দূরে দেখবো কেমন রয় সে দূরে ডাক 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 ফিরে ফিরে সে ডাক বেড়ায় ধনে ধনে সে ডাক সুধা জনে জনে সে ডাক বেড়ায় আপন মনে সে ডাক সুধা জনে জনে সে ডাক সুখে দুঃখে সুখে ফিরুক ভুলে ডাক 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 ফিরে ফিরে ডাক দেখি রে পরাণ খুলে ডাক 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 ফিরে ফিরে সাত সকালে রাত্রে বেলায় ক্ষণে ক্ষণে একলা বসে ডাক ডাক দেখি তাই মনে মনে নয়ন ধরে ডাকুক তারে শ্রবণ রহু পথের ধারে নয়ন ধরে ডাকুক তারে শ্রবণ রহু পথের ধারে থাক না সে ডাক গলায় গাঁথা মালার ফুলে ডাক 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 ফিরে ফিরে ডাক দেখি রে পরাণ খুলে ডাক 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 ফিরে ফিরে দেখবো কেমন রয় সে দূরে দেখবো কেমন রয় সে দূরে ডাক 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 ফিরে ফিরে ডাক দেখি রে পরাণ খুলে ডাক 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 ফিরে ফিরে সুখহীন নিশিদিন পরাধীন হয়ে সুখহীন নিশিদিন পরাধীন হয়ে ভ্রমিছ হীন প্রাণে সতত ভাই ভাবনা শত শত নিয়ত ভীত পীড়িত শির নত কত অপমানে সুখহীন নিশিদিন পরাধীন হয়ে সুখহীন নিশিদিন পরাধীন হয়ে ভ্রমিছ হীন প্রাণে জানো না রে অধূর্ধ্বে বাহির অন্তরে হেরি তোরে নিত্য রাজে সে অভয় আশ্রয় তোল আনত শির তাজর তারি প্রেম মুখ কানে শুভহীন নিষেদিন পরাধীন হয়ে ভ্রমিছ দীন প্রাণে সতত হায় ভাবনা শত শত নিয়ত ভীত পীড়িত শির নত কত অপমানে শুভহীন নিষেদিন পরাধীন হয়ে শুভহীন নিষেদিন পরাধীন হয়ে ভ্রমিছ দীন প্রাণে। আমার শেষ গান। প্রাণ ভরিয়ে তৃষাহরিয়ে মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ তব ভুবনে তব ভবনে মোরে আরো 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 দাও স্থান মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ প্রাণ ভরিয়ে তৃষাহরিয়ে মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ তব ভুবনে তব ভবনে মোরে আরো 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 দাও স্থান মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ আরো আলো আরো আলো এই নয়নে প্রভু ঢালো আরো আলো আরো আলো এই নয়নে প্রভু ঢালো সুরে সুরে বাঁশি পুরে তুমি আরো 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 দাও তান মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ প্রাণ ভরিয়ে তৃষাহরিয়ে মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ আরো বেদনা আরো বেদনা
বাড়াবেন না, রিভারটা কমিটির ভাই। হ্যাঁ, ঠিক হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
We thank Srimati Ghoshal for her exquisite rendering of songs. There is an announcement. We request Namita Bhattacharya of Damdam to immediately contact Achintya Prana Mataji here. Namita Bhattacharya of Damdam.
He had already begun to reject all distinctions of religion and caste. He also saw that despite a glorious past, most of Indian life was sunk in abject poverty, ignorance and superstition. It was clear that this was the challenge before him, but it was equally clear that he must first know more of the country and its problems. Finally, in 1890, he began his journey of discovery of his country.
We now commence
over the next
the
3
afternoon
years,
session
shedding
of
all
this
traces
national
of his
level
identity,
women's conference.
adopting first one name and
I request the speakers of the afternoon session to kindly come to the dais. May I request Revered Amalaprana Mataji, Revered Pravrajika Dhruvaprana Mataji and Srimati Chandrika Chavan to kindly come on the dais. Pravrajika Dhruvaprana
when
Mataji,
mankind will
Secretary
understand
Ramakrishna
that
Sarada
there is
Mission,
but one
Vivekananda Vidya
eternal
Bhavan.
religion, and that is the perception of the divine within, and the rest is mere froth. From now on, he assumed the name of Swami Vivekananda, wishing to travel alone and unknown. He wanted the dust of India to cover up his
Felicitations
footprint.
for Mrs. Chandrika Chauhan, founder and chairman of Udyog Vardhini. The keynote address for this session will be presented by Pravrajika Amalaprana Mataji, General Secretary Sri Sharda Math and Ramakrishna Sharda Mission. Her subject is Indian Women Down the Ages. Her speech will be in English. I kindly request Mataji to the podium.
এই আলোটা থাকবে বাবা, এই আলোটা কমাতে বলো না চোখের সামনে। My dear sisters and brothers, today we are to discuss about the great women of India. You all know that the condition of women in any country, in any society, is indeed the true index of its cultural or spiritual level. A great historian has said, it is in fact the barometer which traces the rise and the fall of a civilization. So, you can understand the importance of the women and their contribution for the human welfare. Because they are indeed the custodians of the culture, the custodians of the traditions of any country or any civilization. It is they who conserve, it is they who preserve the traditional values of the civilization. You see, in a house itself, in any home, who preserves the family traditions? It is the women, who preserves the traditions of the family, the customs and manners, the rituals, etc., etc. So naturally, for an entire country also, it is the women. That is why in Indian history, from the very, very beginning, that women are given so much of respect. Women are held in such great honor. Even in our Smriti stage, Manu Smriti, what we read, Yatra naryastu pujyante ramante tatra devataha. Yatra itastu na pujyante sarvas tatra afala kriyaha. Where the women are respected, there all the deities are pleased. Where they are not respected, where they remain in sorrow, whatever the great kriyas done by the men, the results actually fruitless. So women were given so much of respect in an Indian society. If we take up from the very beginning of our history, if we view the Indian traditions from the very beginning of our history, let us go to the very origin, the Vedic and the Upanishadic age, which is the seed bed of all our cultural traditions. What do we see there? Women were held in highest respect. They distinguished themselves in every sphere of activity, especially in the spiritual sphere. They were held in high position. They occupied a high position. There was no distinction between boys and girls, men and women. They were equal. Equal opportunities they had in the society. Just like boys, they too had Upanayana ceremony, after which they started their studies. It is only after they finished their studies, they used to marry. Even if any woman wanted to remain outside the wedlock, she was allowed to do it. She can pursue the whole of her life in the scriptural studies, in spiritual activities. They were called as Brahmavadinis. The women were divided into two portions, those who married and settled down in Grihastha life, they were called as Sadyadvahas. And those who married, who did not marry and took up to the life of scriptural studies, spiritual pursuits, they were called as Brahmavadinis. In the very earliest Veda, Rig Veda, we get 27 names of Brahmavadinis. And these women rishis, they composed beautiful suktas which revealed the spiritual experiences of these women rishis. In the very first mandala of Rig Veda, we get a beautiful sukta composed by one woman rishi called Romasha. And in the 10th mandala, one of the best of the suktas called Devi Sukta, composed by Vak, the daughter of Ambrini Rishi. It is really indicates what heights of spiritual glory that our women enjoyed. In the Vedic days, she says, Aham Rudrebi Vasubhishcharami, Aham Adityairita Vishwadevaihi. Further she says, Aham Rashri Sangamani Vasunam, Chikitasi Pratama Yagniyanam. She identifies herself, with the absolute elements of this universe. Ultimately, she identifies herself with absolute Brahman. Really, it is so very surprising. For about 5,000 to 6,000 years ago, our women were so brilliant, so noble and glorious. Even coming to the Upanishadic period, you get two great names which are all familiar to all of you, Gargi and Maitreyi. Gargi, the daughter of Rishi Vachaknavi, it was she who challenged the greatest of these sages of the times, Yajnavalkya. In the Sabha arranged by King Janaka, he had offered a prize for the knower of the Brahma, Brahmagyani. The best Brahmagyani will receive a prize. It was a very, very big prize, 1,000 cows decorated with golden ornaments and etc., etc. Anyhow, the prize was there. The best of the Brahmagyanis was asked to take it up. Who will go? Because they knew that what all challenges they had to face. So everyone was hesitating, Then Yajnavalkya called his disciples and asked them to take away the cows. So then, all others began to shout, oh, are you the best of all the Brahmagyanis? Do you know what was the beautiful answer? He folding his hands, he said, my pranams to the knowers of the Brahma. But I need the cows. When none of you are taking, I am taking them away. I need them very much. He knew it was a big challenge, he knew it. Do you know who stood to challenge him? It was this woman Rishi, Gargi. She stood up and questioned him in such a bold way, You will be surprised to hear how she asked the questions. She says, Yajnavalkya, I am going to ask you two questions. They are like the two arrows in the hands of the Kashi archers. In those days, Kashi archers are known as the best archers of our country. So naturally, see a girl, a lady, putting the challenge like this, and Yajnavalkya, he knew the importance of this challenge. He said, Pricha Gargi. Then Gargi put so many questions. And it was she who decided, yes, Yajnavalkya is the best. So you see what heights of spiritual glory our women enjoyed. And later you will see his own wife Maitreyi, when Yajnavalkya decided to renounce the Garastha Jivan, the family life, and he is going to take up to Vanaprastha life. He wanted to divide his property between, he had two wives, Maitreyi and Katyayini, so he wanted to divide the wealth. Do you know what our Maitreyi asked? She said, well, you are giving us this wealth, this material wealth and everything. Are we to get the highest immortality through this wealth? Yajnavalkya said, how can that be? Through this material wealth, are you going to get the highest of spiritual realizations? That cannot be. And look at Maitreyi. What was the answer? She said, Yenaham namritasyam kimaham tena kuriyam. By which I do not attain that immortality, how can I enjoy this material wealth which cannot give me the immortal bliss? And then, in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishads, in all the details, that how Yajnavalkya explained this highest immortal bliss to Maitreyi, etc., etc. What I wanted to tell you, our women, you see, in the Vedic and Upanishadic age, whether they are Brahmavadinis, whether to took up to spiritual life, or whether they lived in the Garastha life, they knew what was the goal of the human life. It is to attain the highest bliss. It is to attain the highest truth. The highest beatitude is the goal of human life. They knew it. They tried for that only. So this is the glorious period which was called as the golden age of our women. And later, the classical age, the Pauranic age. Even in the very beginning of the Smriti period, you will see the condition of the women as much higher. It was good, definitely. Look at the galaxy of women we get in Ramayana and Mahabharata, the classics. Sita, whom when anything Swamiji said about Sita, he used to go into raptures of joy. He said Sita is the typical of Indian. He is the glorifies the Indian. The name of Sita, represents all that is best, all that is good, holy and pure in India. How much he actually praised the qualities of Sita. Again and again he said, our women should grow and develop on the footsteps of Sita alone. Sita only, they should not go astray. So many things he loved in this character of the glorious character of Sita, Savitri, whom we get in Mahabharata, she was destined to lose her husband only after 1 year of her married life. She knew it, but she accepted the challenge, and how through her efforts, she could conquer the fate itself, isn't it? She could save her husband from the very jaws of death, from the hands of the Lord of Death himself, he could save her husband. Through her nobility of character, through the strength of her character. So you will see even today, when the elders bless their daughter, they say, be Sita or Savitri. These two names, it comes automatically. For the mothers when they bless their daughters, Sita and Savitri. There are many great other women too in the Mahabharata and Ramayana. Remember Hunter's daughter Shabari? She was born in a very, very low family of hunters, But through her devotion to her Guru, how she could attain the highest blessedness in her life. And in Mahabharata also you will see the great Gandhari, the mother of Kauravas. How these ladies in the classical age and Pauranic age, held on to dharma. The principle dharma is the highest. Look at Gandhari, her love for her children did not come in any way in her path towards dharma. When Duryodhana, on the eve of the battle of Kurukshetra, when he came to take the blessings of his mother, what does Gandhari say? Yatho dharmas tato jayaha. She didn't bless him, yes, you will be victorious. No. He said, Yatho dharmas tato jaya. That side, which is holding on to dharma, that will get victory, definitely. And look at Kunti, the mother of Pandavas. What innumerable difficulties she faced in her life. from her young age to the end of her death, she had to face dangers and difficulties incessantly. But do you know what she prayed to Lord Krishna? What we hear, the Kunti's prayer in Srimad Bhagavatam, she says, Vipadaha santu tatta tatta jagat guru. Let difficulties come. Let dangers come from all the sides. Why? It is in times of difficulties only we remember God. Isn't it? We ordinary people, we remember the Creator, the Mother of the universe. When we are in difficulty, we are surrounded by dangers, and then we call upon them. So she says, dangers are our friends. Let them come. So we can pray to you. We can pray for your blessings. So she welcomes dangers, Like this, there are innumerable characters. Even in the Puranas, even in the Buddhistic and Jaina age, you will meet such great ladies like Chandana, Vajira, of these periods, But from Smriti period, gradually, the degeneration of our women started for many, many reasons. The invasion of the foreigners was there. Because they came, they had no women. So naturally, they are eager to take away the women of our country. So the society should provide some restrictions. So naturally the caste system became very rigid. The rigidity increased. The caste system became so rigid, and so many other evil results of this rigidity of the caste system, etc., crept in. So naturally, the result is upon our women. Their movements were restricted, their education was stopped, child marriages were introduced, and finally you will see later even sati, the arrangement for sati, sahagaman and whatnot. So finally, on the eve of the modern period, we see that miserable condition of our women. But it looks so grand, Even in the medieval period, Middle Ages means, in the foreign countries, Middle Ages means Dark Ages. You read the European history, Middle Ages means it is equal to Dark Ages. But look at India. Medieval period is bright with so many women. In the North India, you will see Ahalyabai, Mirabai, and later Rani Jhansi Lakshmibai. And in South India also, you can see so many great women saints like Akka Mahadevi, Andal, Avvayar. So many in South India. In the Western India, the Bhakti movement started in the Maharashtra, different parts of Maharashtra, There you will get a galaxy of great women saints. And even in the Eastern India, where we meet Kana, Lilavati, and many more. But on the eve of the modern period, the condition of our women was really very, very degenerating. It is actually, gradually it is deteriorating in every aspect, No education, weak, ignorant and downtrodden women of our country on the eve of the modern period presented really a picture of utter degeneration. They were trampled by the society, they were tyrannized by the men, and they presented a very miserable picture. This is what actually Swami Vivekananda saw during his Pravrajika days. When he went from one end of the country to the other end, what did he see? He saw the miserable condition of our women, and he used to shed tears of agony. He wrote with great sorrow of the ages of mental, moral and physical tyranny, which has reduced the image of God to a beast of burden and the emblem of the Divine Mother, to a slave to bear children and life itself a curse. That is how he expressed. The condition of women was such. So he again and again wrote about the rejuvenation, the ways and means for the rejuvenation of our women, especially when we went to the foreign countries, when he saw their freedom, their education, and their liberties which they enjoyed. He really wrote inspiring letters to his brother disciples and also to his own disciples. Raise your women first, then only there is any hope for your improvement. Otherwise, you will remain as backward as you are. In Bengali he wrote, Poshu janma gujbe na tomader. In such a way, he compared the men and women to the two wings of a bird. If both the wings are strong, if both the wings are really good, then only a bird can fly, isn't it? Our society is like a bird. Men and women are the two wings of this bird. Unless both are equally strong and capable, the bird cannot move in the same way, the society cannot progress. So again and again, he wanted, first and foremost is, raise your women. Emancipation of our women became one of the most important items of his program for the reform and rejuvenation of our country. Liberty is the first condition of growth, Swamiji said. So he said, give them complete freedom. Freedom and education. Education and freedom became the two important items of his ideas. Especially, he has understood the significance of the advent of Holy Mother, the divine consort of Sri Ramakrishna Dev. So he knew that making Holy Mother as the nucleus, once again Gargis and Maitreyis will come. So just now I told you about Gargi and Maitreyi. Gargis, the spiritual daughters, are Maitreyis, the good householders. Let them take up any life, but he declared that Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi is ideal. She is ideal for both of them. So he declared, he wrote in one of his letters to his brother disciple, you do not know, you cannot understand now the significance of advent of our mother, Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi. Writing about her, he says, you will gradually know Mother has come to revive this great Shakti, the Matri Shakti, Why is it our country is so backward? Why our country is so very weak? Because Shakti has been held in great dishonor. So to revive this Shakti, Mother has come. The eternal universal Mother, has come down in the form of Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi. So her advent actually opened a new era, a new epoch in the history of our country, especially of the women. The ideal of our womanhood, Holy Mother lived. This ideal women, especially for the modern age, what she should be. That is, this intensification of her love for one and all. So again and again Swamiji declared, motherhood, motherliness, that is most important, in the most important characteristic of our Indian women. And Mother has come to revive, to rejuvenate this Matri Shakti of our country. About Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi, our sisters are going to speak. I am not going to speak anything about Holy Mother, but this much I want to tell you, Holy Mother lived the life, whether she as a daughter, as a wife, as a nun, the guru, in whatever aspect, look at any aspect of our life, the most predominant characteristic is her all-embracing motherhood, this motherliness. Though she was not the mother of even a single child, she was the mother of all, mother of the entire universe. As she herself said, I am the mother of the wicked as well as I am the mother of the virtuous. So this all-embracing, all-comprehensive, this universal, infinite motherly love for which Holy Mother is actually a living example. She showed in her life, in every walk of her life she showed us what should be the ideal Indian woman. What should be her ideal? She showed it in whatever aspect. In each and every aspect of Indian womanhood, Mother has set an example for her. Especially what is urgently needed today in the world, it is this motherliness. You all know, Mother has left a great message for this modern world, She has declared, always remember, you have a mother. If nobody else is there, my child, I am here. Your mother, here, I am your mother. When your mother is here, what fear is there, my child? So she has given a mantra for us. What is that mantra? You have a mother. So she has given us a mantra that I have a mother. So this greatest assurance, I don't think any devatas, any deities has given this assurance to us. You have a mother. When you have a mother, when I am here with you, what fear is there, my child? So this is the greatest assurance that Holy Mother has given us. Especially today, in the modern world, our women, now they are educated, they enjoy great freedom of movement, they enjoyed many aspects of liberty and freedom and whatnot. They enjoyed equal opportunities, equality in every aspect of their life. But still, what do we see? So much of distress, so much of discontentment, so much of restlessness among them. Something is lacking. Something is lacking. They feel it from the very core of their heart. So what is this? Because they should actually cling on to the great ideals of our Indian womanhood. In their great enthusiasm to imitate the Westerners, they are forgetting, they are coming away, they are losing sight of their great noble ideals for which our women stood for ages, which our women actually showed in their very life. So this we should not forget. We must remember these great ideals. And you can see in the life of Holy Mother, Sri Sarada Devi, how she lived all these great principles. The most important is, this is the motherliness. Always Swamiji made us understand the ideal woman for Indian women is mother. Mother is first and mother is last. Because mother means, there is no bargaining, there is no give or take or any such thing. It is just giving. It is a spiritual feeling of embracing one and all, irrespective of caste, creed, status in life. Everything is forgotten. Motherhood accepts no pluralities. She is all embracing and all comprehensive. She sees only one truth. All are my children, good, bad, all inclusive. This love is very much needed. Even, if we turn to the Western countries, we will see the whole world needs this universe, this ideal of this universal motherhood, Now everyone, both in East or West, they are realizing the importance, the urgent need, the urgent necessity of this, that is this re-establishing, renovating, to bringing once again, introducing into the society, this all-embracing, all-comprehensive motherhood. Really, the world is in great need of, so this Holy Mother, one of the Western writers has written, what is urgently needed today in the world is the ideal of motherhood. Why? Men and women, caste and classes, communities and nations, they were all drawn so close together, by the technological, by the cultural and economical processes. So, the greatest ideal of motherhood alone has the power, isn't it? The greatest force that is needed today is the force of love. And what is the great ideal which can generate this love is motherhood. So, the most urgently needed ideal for our modern world, which will remove all the sufferings and the sorrows of today, by which our modern society is suffering, They are suffering with loneliness, they are suffering with frustration and distress. So what is needed is this motherhood. That is actually the ideal of motherhood, the ideal of universal motherhood, which is demonstrated by our Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi. So today, I pray to Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi that to bless us all and to guide us all to follow our footsteps on the ideals shown by her life, and also to lead us toward that ideal and make us the ideal women of the world. As Sister Nivedita declared, she said once that today the sanctuary of our mother Bharat, the sanctuary of our Bharat, Mother Bharat, is full of shadows today. But when the womanhood of India can perform the great arati of nationality, the temple shall be all light, nay, the verily shall be, the dawn will be very near at hand. So let us all pray today that eternal universal mother who came down to us as Mother Sarada, that let us pray to her to bless us and guide us to be the real daughters of Bharat. And today when we are celebrating the 150th birthday of Swamiji, let us all